Yo, 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 people, welcome back to another post-match reaction. This is the first post-match reaction we've done on here since I want to say Wolves.
Yeah,
Wolves.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I would say Wolves. I can't say that it's been all plain sailing since our last post-match reaction. We beat Watford, great, but then we take an emphatic 3-0 L to Palace. And now we've taken a 3-0 emphatic L to Chelsea. So
Back to reality.
welcome back. Welcome back, man. How you doing?
Good to be back. Yeah, I'm good, bro. Good. It's been a while. It's a shame that we're back under these circumstances. It feels like last season all over again. But
It's a
yeah,
continuation.
yeah, trust me.
It's literally, yeah, go on.
No, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. But good to see you, bro. How you doing?
Not good, if I'm honest. Not good, not good. I'm tired. I'm tired of wasting my time and energy traveling to watch this team and losing. Today I have spent what have I spent? So, to be fair, I went to somewhere fancy for pre-match, and we went to Skewed in
Jeez.
Cockbusters. So I spent £40 on lunch, then spent a couple, maybe like 10-20 quid inside the stadium, then spent maybe like another £20 afterwards. So that's around an £80 day to see Spurs lose 3-0. And
Yeah,
that's
worth it.
excluding the season ticket that I pay 1.2k for every year. So yeah, this is the thanks we get for Spurs. Were you at the game? Did you go and watch the game?
I had a ticket for today and turned it down for this reason. I was not expecting after Palace. I wasn't having it. I mean, next game I'm going to is Villa at home, but I don't even know if I want to go. To be fair,
When's
um,
that one?
3rd of October.
Third.
Yeah, because I mean Villa are a decent side. I mean, to be fair, the way we're playing at the minute, I don't see who we beat. Do you know what I mean? So I mean, today was on offer, and I just thought, to be fair, I know we'll talk about it. When the lineup came out, I was kind of wishing that I did go. I thought it could be okay, but
Bro,
same old story, man. Same old.
you know what? You may as well don't stop there. Just keep going because you may as well get us started then. So my first point, I was going to talk about the lineups because I looked at that lineup. I saw no Kante in Chelsea's team. It's still a strong Chelsea team, but
Yeah,
I saw no N'Golo Kante. And then I saw Nuno effectively play the strongest team that we could have played, with the exception of maybe Gil in for one of the two underperforming midfielders, which we'll speak about in a second. But I thought, you know what? This guy's got loads of injuries, but he's given it as good as he's got here. Like he's finally taken his foot off the he's putting his foot on the gas pedal, and he's finally just gonna say, you know what, fuck it. Let me go for it. I may as well go for it. Go on. What was that your view as well?
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I saw the lineup, and on paper, like you say, for the players available, it was probably the strongest, most front foot attacking lineup we could have gone for. My only issue was just look, we cried out for the midfield of Højbjerg, Lo Celso, and Ndombele loads of times last year as well, and it never really worked. So I wasn't like expecting us to dominate the ball or really go toe to toe with Chelsea. But what I did appreciate, like you say, was from Nuno's side, where it would have been a lot easier the fact that Lo Celso had been away, Romero has been away, to put in like Winks or Skip or whoever and just go to defend the game for 90 minutes. So I was appreciative more than excited by the lineup. We still got some bums in there, like I'm sure we'll get onto
We'll
it, bro.
talk about them. We'll talk about
Yeah,
them.
I'm sure we'll get onto that. But I was happy with what it was, and like I say, when I saw it, I was kind of like, well, I kind of would have gone just to see how that panned out, but we all know how that panned out. But credit to Nuno at the start for the lineup. But I'm sure we'll get into some mistakes the guy made as well throughout the game. But yeah, I don't know what I'm assuming your thoughts are the same. Like
My thoughts are the same. My thoughts are exactly the same, and I'm not going to repeat what you said, so we can move on. Let me just read out a couple comments. So back to Soul, big up Soul, avid viewer of the channel. No joy in being a first half team. How can the opposition make one tactical change and we just collapse? Another comment from J Spurs. Kane just wants to play CM. I am convinced. We'll speak on Kane, no problem. Joshua says, first half was positive. The press was very good from you guys. The 2 goals you conceded first were unlucky. I actually agree with that, but at the same time, there are various areas that we can critique. So we'll get onto that in a second. And let me read the super chat. Big up Nizzy M, Chelsea fan, of course. Hello, Toby. How was your day today? Love you. Laughing face times 5. I'm sure he's basking in Chelsea's win because they were good. They were good today. And I think what really is worrying, and we've seen it with Spurs since last season, since the season before, is teams are not having to play at their maximum to hammer us. Like, fair enough, you don't have to play. Fair enough, some teams may not have to play out at their best to beat us. To beat us maybe 1-0, but Chelsea could have beaten us 4 or 5-0 today.
Second gear as well. They're in second.
And I don't think, and I don't even think today was like an elite performance from Chelsea. I've seen them play much better. But anyway, yeah, let's get back onto the football. Let's actually talk about that first half as well, because I don't know about you, Jordan, but I actually thought it was a good performance from Spurs. I felt like we gave as good as we got to a certain extent. I'll elaborate on that in a second, but what was your take on the first half?
There's positives to take from the first half. I know that looking at the 90 minutes, we know one of the big differences, like you said, was N'Golo Kante. We were allowed the ball in the midfield, and the fact that we had 1 or 2 ball players in there meant that we could actually have a decent share of the possession, which we haven't seen, I mean, all season this season, but, you know, for large parts of last season as well. So it was probably the best on-the-ball performance we've had. Also, it definitely was. It was definitely the best on-the-ball performance for the first 45 minutes of the whole season. My concern with it, off the back of it, is, again, yes, we did okay. I think would you class Son's as a chance? I don't know, half chance, whatever.
Yeah, no, I think his one was definitely a chance. Like, he was clean through, and then I think he fumbled with his touch. Like, that was
touch. Yeah. But again, apart from that, I never really felt like we were going to score. I felt like you said, we gave as good as we got. I wasn't really thinking Chelsea were going to score either, but that was the issue for me. There was still no cutting edge right in the final third. I think Ndom played well first half, was breaking between the lines, linking up play well. But it's the same with every game this season. That we were better on the ball, but there was no real threat, I felt, from our side. And I saw a damning stat again. I don't know if you've seen it. Again, this is not just Nuno, but I saw with Nuno, I think he's got like 118 Prem games under his belt, and in 88 of them or something like that, they felt like his teams have failed to score in the first half.
It is a Nuno stat.
Yeah. Which is damning. Do you know what I mean? I think we can take positives all we want, but at the end of the day, we've lost 3-0. And for me, I still don't think we looked like scoring in the first half. There were some odd chances, some nice bits of play. We kept the ball fairly well compared to how we've been keeping the ball, but I was never convinced. Never, ever convinced. So, look, I don't really know what to take from that. For me, I can still see us going to the next game, which is Wolves on Wednesday, is it? I don't know. And putting in another performance like we did against Wolves last time and not being able to keep the ball. Do you know what I mean? So I can't take too much from it. I'm still disappointed. I'm still fuming, to be fair. But isolate the 45 minutes, it was okay. It was the best bit of football we've played all season.
100%. And and I actually agree. I think it was without a doubt the best football we've played all season. And that's because Man City, let's face it, like, that was a good performance all round, but that was a counter-attacking based performance. We weren't really on the ball. Like, this game, we were on the ball in the first half. We were trying to, not only were we pressing Chelsea well off the ball, but I felt like on the ball, we were trying to make stuff happen. You spoke on Ndom's impact. I'm sick to death of having to justify why this guy has to start now. Right now, you just have to shut up.
Yeah.
At this point, as underperforming as he is, etc., you just have to shut up and take it. Mm-hmm. Like, we are in the position we are in, and he has to play. I'm sorry, there are no excuses for him to not play when we have a Premier League match these days. He has to play because you can clearly see the impact he makes when we're playing. When he plays, we have someone to feed the ball into in between the lines that can actually progress the ball. It doesn't always go back to the defenders. And before people think it's a hate Nuno brigade, I'm actually going to give. I don't think today's result was totally on Nuno, but I'm going to pick on a couple things. So the first thing I'm going to pick on is the defense. I felt our defense today were quite good. Like
Mhm.
it's weird to say that losing 3-0.
3-0,
I
yeah.
felt defensively today we were good. I felt Emerson, he was rock solid defensively. Like I don't really think he gave any Chelsea any sort of leeway on that right hand side. I felt Romero, he came in for his first Premier League start of the season. I felt he was really good. Dyer up against one of the most informed strikers in the world, and I felt he gave as good as he got. Reguilon, I felt like him and Emerson could have been better, going forward. I thought they were disappointing going forward. But defensively, I felt today as a unit, we defended as well as possible until the constant attacks were too much. I felt so I'm giving Nuno positives there. I think since he's come in defensively, we've looked better. And it's not like we've added like 6 new defenders. It's only been two new defenders, and they've only and one of them's only just started his first Premier League game today. The other's started his second. But throughout the whole season, the one thing I can say is Spurs have looked better defensively, and that's down to the manager. And our pressing as well. We spoke on it when we played Chelsea. Our press is so organized now. Midfield, Jorginho and Kovacic, who can normally pull strings, they were struggling to find time to dictate because we were on them like a flash.
Mm-hmm.
I felt the only player who was coping well enough with our press today from Chelsea's team was Thiago Silva. I thought he was my man of the match. He was
class.
He was quality from start to finish. Took his goal well as well. He was quality. So I felt our pressing and our defending was good in the first half. And of course, we tried to play on the front foot. I agree. But here's the drawback. Despite all of that, we still didn't look like scoring.
No. And this is the issue with that. And I agree. There's areas, small areas, in the sense like you can see there's development with the back four, with the either one or two holding midfielders in front of that, and we do look more compact and we do look more solid. And I know that there is some new personnel in there, which I'm hoping that development is prolonged and improves more. My concern or my worry with it is there are still a lot of personnel, not necessarily starting today, but just part of that defensive unit, which at the start of last season with Jose looked more organised, looked defensively strong. But like you say, they get to a point where they don't have the mentality to deal with, which is not necessarily just a really crucial negative thing that I'm going to say, because any team that comes under like a sustained amount of pressure constantly, you're going to make mistakes and you're going to crack eventually. But my concern is if we don't have the personnel or the system or the manager, or there's loads of points to this that can't keep the ball and actually have sustained amounts of attacking possession, then doesn't matter who you've got in that back four, there's always going to be mistakes and you're always going to leak goals because you're just under too much pressure all the time, as the second half told. Like, we're looking at it and going, well, Romero looked like he played well. Dyer looked like he played well. Both fullbacks looked like he played well. In my opinion, Højbjerg had one of his best games in the Spurs shirt. I thought he played really well. Yet we just conceded 3. Because...
See, that's interesting. I thought Højbjerg was okay today. I thought he was much better against Man City. I don't know, but he wasn't bad. I don't think he was bad today. Go on, sorry. Let me not...
No. That's fine. But I just look at that and go, so we're picking up performances and go, well, no one's really made like a huge error, or no one's really had like a 3 out of 10 performance. The whole of the sort of defensive units had decent games, yet we've conceded 3 because we're just dealing with sustained amounts of waves of pressure and possession and chances and shots on goal. I mean, in the league, we've had the most shots on goal against us. 6 goals conceded, 1 goal from open play, which tells you that we're not having enough possession or sustained possession going forward. So how can you could have Van Dijk there? Do you know what I mean? If you're just having constant waves of pressure against you, you're going to concede. So that's the issue that I've got, is it doesn't kind of like people are going, well, we need another centre half. I don't think it matters unless we have the ball more and we're actually threatening down the other end, because then you're going to limit the chances that you've got against this back four. If you're giving away shots on target all the time, or just general pressure, and you're dragging defenders out of position, there's not a lot you can do, and you're going to concede goals, which is my issue. So
100.
Yeah, I don't know how it improves again without another transfer window. And
we need another transfer. I'll tell you, we need another transfer window, and it's gonna. A lot of Spurs fans are gonna say, "Toby, you're chatting shit." We need a positive manager.
Yeah, I agree.
That's simple.
No, I agree.
We need a positive manager, and we can talk about this till the cows come home. It sounds like I'm hounding Nuno out. I'm not hounding Nuno out. No. I'm just telling you how to fix this issue. We need a positive manager.
Yeah, my concern with that, Toby, sorry, just to jump in
Go on.
Tell me if you think I'm wrong, is I feel like it's slowly, like the Spurs job is, I mean, we saw it this summer, right? We're not going to give someone like a Conte or whatever what they want to come in and join the project because they don't want instant success. It's more of a long-term thing, right? We went through a list of names constantly and no one really, I know people will go, oh, it wasn't that people rejected us, but let's be honest, it wasn't an attractive job for people to take over, right? So Nuno's got the job, and that's why I agree with you. I don't think he's the right man now. I didn't think he was the right man at the time, but I'm not going to hound him out because he was the only manager that fucking took the job.
And it's not like he's doing a terrible job, but it's just, he has these limitations. You get what I'm saying?
Precisely. But I'm thinking, if let's say he gets the season, or at least till January or whatever, right? And we're in the position we're in now, or we're mid-table or whatever, we know that Kane's going to want to leave next summer again, because we're not going to get top 4 or whatever it might be. The job is slowly becoming the Arsenal job, which is no one wants it. So you end up going to an ex-player or a young manager or whatever. And I don't think the club, the squad, or anything like that is in a position where any of that type of profile of manager can deal with it. We've seen Nuno, like you've said before, he has his limitations. You need a proper established manager to come in and clear out the shit, bring in exactly what's needed, which is a difficult job in itself, especially when you've got the board that we've got. So I don't see where the fix is personally. And that people are going to call me negative. I've had someone tell me on Twitter today to get a grip because I'm talking about it being negative. I was about to tell him to get his hairline to get a grip, do you know what I'm saying? But it's just...
But I get what you mean. I swore, I literally told someone to fuck off, called them an idiot, called them all sorts of names, because I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it's like stating the obvious now is being negative.
Yeah.
It's like go on.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like a catch-22. I'll see the same people saying, oh, we should be in top 4. Like we should be challenging for it. Well, then you can't accept what we've got now. You can't get upset with people going, well, this needs to change, this needs to change, this needs to change, and this needs to change, and say that we're being negative. And all it is pointing out facts. I don't want it to be like this. If it was the other way around, I wouldn't be like this. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
When we were in top 4 and we were challenging for stuff,
I was happy.
I wasn't talking like this. So you can't have a go at me for just not accepting mediocrity. And my point is that no one's entitled to be there. Like I see loads of fans all the time talk about, not just from Spurs in general, like they're entitled to success. We're not a club that, 1, can talk like that, but 2, I'm not a person to be like that. But I'm still not going to accept it. I'm still going to demand more from the club, from the players, from the manager, from the board, from everything. And there's nothing, there's literally, why would you not do that? Why would you be calm? And what's the point of supporting a club if you're just going to be happy with where it is now? Do you know what I mean? So, sorry, that's my rant over. But my issue is I just don't see what the next step is to fix it. Do you know what I mean?
I think so. Yeah, I want to fixate. I want to talk on a couple of things. I'm just going to go through some more comments as well. Graham Potter would have made us challenge the top 4 teams. I don't even think that's true, but I think he definitely would get us playing more positively. QFAC says, Toby, you turn your nose up when people mention Graham Potter, but look where Brian are now and look where you are. I didn't really turn my nose up at Graham Potter. I just said what I still believe now. I don't think Graham Potter is ready for this job. I don't think he's ready for this job. I think we should have gone for someone like Ten Hag. We should have gone for some of these managers who play like Graham Potter but have a lot more experience managing a club managing a club with our aspirations. But bottom line, I said if it's a straight choice between Nuno and Graham Potter, I'm choosing Graham Potter every day of the week, irrespective of Nuno's pedigree. I know Nuno has more pedigree in the Premier League. Nuno has achieved more than Graham Potter, etc., etc. But you just have to watch a Graham Potter team play versus a Nuno team play, and it's abundantly clear who can set up their team better. Yeah.
And I think we were turning our noses up to Graham Potter when we were linked with Conte, Ten Hag, etc., Nagelsmann, etc. When it came to the likes of Nuno, we weren't turning our noses up to Graham Potter. It was when you were comparing them to those other names, like you say. Now, I don't think we get top 4 with Graham Potter because the squad simply isn't good enough. But you're absolutely right.
No way, impossible.
Yeah, but we would be playing, like you say, potentially more attractive, possession-based, forward, attacking-based football. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so I want to talk on, and it's a nice segue into him as well because we'll talk about him as well. So Harry Kane, one of the things which I was sort of scratching my head on today with Nuno was, why the fuck was Harry Kane playing left wing?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I know Son was doing his best to sort of hold up the ball and bring others into play and stuff, but it just made no sense. Like, why the fuck was Harry Kane playing left wing? Not to say that that's enough of a reason for his piss poor performance, but I really didn't get why he was playing left wing. I don't understand why Nuno did that. It was very odd to me. But second of all, we need to talk about how bad Harry Kane is playing in the Premier League. We need to talk about it. And the Man City cannot be an excuse anymore.
No.
Get over it.
Yeah.
You didn't get your move now. Start fucking playing. You were terrible today. Yeah. And the thing is, I get it. Harry Kane, Spurs are, I think, we're the lowest side in the league so far from across the 5 games played in terms of big chances. So let's put a caveat on this. Yeah. Harry Kane, yeah, is not being fed chances. When he's in the box. When he's in the box, he's not being fed chances. Spurs have a clear, glaring issue when it comes to creating clear-cut chances, and the stats back it up. But my issue with Harry Kane today is, 1, why the fuck are you playing so deep? And 2, why are you playing so bad? Your touch is heavy, you're passing sloppy, you're so far away from the goal that you're not even remotely a threat in a game of football when you are literally the star man. Today was meant to be Kane and Lukaku, and whilst our defenders did their best to cope with Lukaku, he was there. He was trying to make himself a nuisance in the final third. Harry Kane was nowhere to be seen. And this isn't me saying Lukaku played better, because I don't even think Lukaku played well today. I thought we handled him well.
We did.
But Kane is playing poorly, and we can't stand for it now. It's enough.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to speak on it, to be honest with you. Like you say, you can understand the frustration of not getting your move or whatever, but the move is literally physically impossible now. So what's the point in? I mean, that's what I mean. I don't know what you attribute it to. Is it attitude? Is it? It'd be interesting to see is like running stats and stuff like that, because like you say, it's not even like you say he's in positions where he's even remotely a threat. He just seems so disinterested. And I think when you've got a player like that on the pitch, as much as Harry Kane's Harry Kane, like the 3 games this season we played without him, yes, we only won 1-0, but I think we looked better in terms of in that final third. Whereas now, Son's not going to be getting in those positions. You know what I mean? It's not as fluid anymore, just because it doesn't seem like he's interested. So, I mean, I don't know what you do. I mean, do you take him out? Would you take him out? Because he's Harry Kane, right? He's, like you say, he's our star man. If he's going to be playing like this, or he's not, do you take him out and put Bergwijn?
No, you don't take him out. You fucking put a rocket up his ass and tell him to pattern up.
But do you think Nuno's the man to do that?
I mean, he did it with Ndom. He came out and he spoke bluntly with Ndom. I think we need to have the same blunt conversation with Harry Kane. Yeah. I think we need to have the same blunt conversation with Harry Kane. He's been shit. He's been S-H-I-T. He's been crap. And I think with Harry Kane, because of how good he is, it's very obvious to see when he's playing bad. Yeah, we know that the service is an issue.
The drop off is huge.
Exactly. Take away the service, and we've still seen Harry Kane put in some admirable performances, but he is playing badly, and we won't stand for it.
It's a sulk, isn't it?
That's what someone's in the comments saying full 6, bro. Brother, he's playing deeper than fucking Jorginho without the passing. It's nuts to me. It's nuts to me. Like Kane, we finished 7th with him playing out of his skin last year. We literally cannot afford for you to not play well. We can't afford for it to happen.
But do you not think that this is potentially? You don't want to be that fan that says it's like deliberate. Do you know what I mean? But if you're going to perform like this up until January or whatever, then Spurs are just going to sell it. Surely. Do you know what I mean? If this is how you're going to perform in a Spurs shirt, then surely we have no choice to just go, it's 75 mil, we'll take it. Do you get what I'm saying? I feel like, this is another way to kind of push the move. I don't know. But it can't run like that going forward. Because like you say, this again shows how poor our recruitment is. Yes, we kept Harry Kane. But again, we don't have an alternative striker. Do you know what I mean? So now we have no option.
It's crazy. Leicester have 3 strikers. They have Jamie Vardy, Iheanacho, and they have Patson Daka. They have options.
Yeah.
Man City don't even have a striker, and they have more options in that position than we.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's basically this is my
Chelsea,
issue. That's not a this season issue. Do you know what I mean? This is a 3 season issue, and we never address it. But I feel like it's come to it has to come to the point now, especially if Kane is looking to leave. I mean, how the fuck we haven't brought in a second striker is beyond me.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And the problem is, the thing is, Roy Keane was rightly getting onto Harry Kane. Roy Keane and Graham Souness saying that Nuno should take him off. He's hiding in the midfield and stuff like that. And you have to feel sorry for Nuno, because what can Nuno do? What, you want him to take him off and bring on Dane Scarlett?
Yeah.
Is that what you want him to do?
Yeah.
When we're 2-0 down at home against our bitter rivals, it's not going to happen, is it? By hook or crook, we need Kane to get back to what he is capable of doing.
Even half of that. Do you know what I mean? Even half of that. Because at the minute, it's running on empty. And I agree with you. Like you say, as much as, again, I feel like Nuno isn't the right man, he's had to deal with some shit since he's come in. And I feel sorry for him because, again, he's got limitations, but the squad has got even bigger limitations for me.
This is it. This is it. And a squad that already has his limitations, without Kane playing well, puts him in a big spot of trouble. Yeah. Which is, again, why it's not an attractive job, and which is why Nuno got the job in the first place. Because everyone knows that you're not going to come in and get what you need to revolutionise or revamp this squad properly. Yes, we've brought in, like Romero and whatever. We can all say these are good signings, but it's not enough. It's not enough. It still has its limitations across the 11. And you're not going to get a top tier manager to come in and work under the conditions you're going to have to work under, and with the budgets that you're going to get and all this kind of stuff. So it's set up to fail, unfortunately. And until something drastically changes, it doesn't matter who we get in for me. We'll play nicer football. We'll potentially get some better results. But every season currently it's going to be set up to fail. So yeah. Just before we talk about the second half as well, I just want to mention 2 things. I saw in the comments earlier when we were talking about Emerson, a lot of people were surprised that we gave the Emerson shot. I just want to read people some stats from Emerson in the first half. This is without me even seeing this, but when I said what I said. Emerson Royal in the first half, 6 out of 7 duels won, 3 fouls won, 3 clearances, 2 tackles, 1 block, 1 chance created, 0 times dribble pass, all in the first half. Yeah. Defensively, I know people want to say Alonso had these openings and stuff like that, but Emerson Royal played well. Trust me, we know what a bad Emerson Royal performance looks like. You just have to go and look at the other week against Wilfred Zaha.
Yeah.
We know what a bad Emerson Royal performance looks like, and today wasn't that. But anyway, the other thing I wanted to mention before we move on to the second half, folks, 205 of you in here. Make sure you smash a like, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you follow me and Jordan's socials. They're in the description. The other thing the thing I really want to mention is I have a free ticket for Wolves. I have a free ticket for Wolves away this Wednesday. I don't really want to go, and I'd rather give it to a Spurs fan to go there for free and enjoy the game, win or lose. So if you want this ticket, message me on Twitter, DM me ASAP, and put your address in it as well. I will send this ticket out tomorrow. You'll get it Wednesday morning. Yeah. Or I can do a collection if you live in East London, that is. Remember what I said. Message me on Twitter, yeah, with your name and your address. I will give it to you. Yeah. Simple. It's that easy. Yeah. There you go. That's what I wanted to say. Let's move on to the second half. Second half. So let's talk about the change. Thomas Tuchel, Chelsea take off Mason Mount and Havertz. I mean, Mason Mount, who wasn't really that good. I think anonymous, bar maybe one time where he stole the ball. I think he's experiencing a dip in form.
I agree.
Havertz, I didn't think he played well at all. I don't think he was
anonymous.
He was anonymous. But yeah, Thomas Tuchel takes off Mason Mount and brings on N'Golo Kante for the sort of overloaded midfield. And when I say that change just took Chelsea from like here to like here.
completely flipped the game, bro.
On its head.
Oh, bro, it made me sick when this man came on. It was disgusting. Couldn't get the ball. That was it.
Yeah.
Done. The game was done. The game was done.
I think we were knackered already after that because we put in a lot of effort in the first half with the pressing, and then to see N'Golo Kante come on in the second half, it's like a punch to the gut because you now have a guy who is much more press resistant than Jorginho and Kovacic. He's more press resistant than Jorginho and Kovacic, and he can cover way more space than Mason Mount and Havertz. So it's like when he's in possession, we're going to struggle to get the ball, and when he's out of possession, he's going to nick the ball off us.
I'm convinced this man's got 10 lungs, brother. I'm convinced this man's got 10 lungs. It doesn't stop, man. It hurts me.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Immediately, you could see Chelsea were playing with much more intent in the second half. And I must admit, I felt the first 2 goals that we conceded were a bit unlucky today. Like, in fact, not the first one. The second one, because it was a wicked deflection. Yeah. But the first one, lazy again from Ali, losing his man, and we concede from a set piece. That was a punch to the gut for me because it's like, you've put in all that effort in the first half and you concede to a fucking corner. Yeah,
set piece. But this is my point. They're all, like you're saying, we're looking at the performance defensively and we're going, he's played well. And yes, it was Ali's fault, which is not part of necessarily the defensive unit. But this is the problem. You can set up well, you can be organised, you can be disciplined, but we have players in this squad that time and time again will switch off, lapse in concentration, just don't have the mentality to deal with sustained amounts of pressure. We will always concede 1, 2, 3 goals, even if we're playing quite well, because we still have bums like this guy in the squad, which do nothing going forward, which is the job he's meant to do. And when he's asked to pick up a man, yes, it's Thiago Silva in these class, but it just lets him get a run on him. So I don't class that as unlucky. I mean, second goal, it's a deflection, but did anyone really get out to him quick enough? I mean, Dyer is still 15 yards away from him when he takes the strike. I don't know. I think all of them are avoidable goals. I don't think Chelsea concede that goal. But sucker punch, like you say, killed the game. As soon as one went in, that was it.
Yeah. I think, you're right. That was it. Game over. It was like cruise control for Chelsea. And I think this says a lot about our team, our mentality as a team, and our quality as a team, that all it takes is one goal against us and it falls down. It's like Jenga. That goal goes in, the team collapses.
Mm-hmm. But that's nothing new. It's the same as it happened last season. Do you know what I mean? Every time we'd start playing well, we'd go 1-0 down. That's it. Heads are gone. We can't keep the ball, and we end up shipping 2 or 3. So this is going to be the case until the squad turnaround has happened fully. You don't have Ali in this side anymore. Winks has gone, etc. I know he wasn't playing today, so I'm not going to call out Winks specifically, but you get my point. There's players in here that will let you down week in, week out, season after season. They'll put in a run of games where you go, look, they look decent, or they do well, and they will continue to let you down. Lapse concentration, mistakes in big moments, and you're never going to get anywhere if you've got that in the squad. I mean, you of course you can have allowances for mistakes, but when it's a pattern of behaviour which is constant season after season, what can you do? What can a manager do? You can't coach that out of people.
100%. I don't blame Nuno for any of those goals we conceded. I look at Ali. Ali is a strange one. In fact, I don't even think it's strange. First half was probably the first time I've watched him this season where I said, you know what, maybe he actually looks okay in this CM role. Like, I don't like you in it, but you're not playing as bad as you normally do today. Like, you're actually playing all right. Like, I felt like he wasn't over elaborating on the ball, and I felt like off the ball he was actually like not just running around like a headless chicken, actually putting in some meaningful challenges and making the ball off people as well. I felt like you were playing all right today in the first half, and then second half reverts back to type, loses his man for the first goal. Wasteful game with the passing starts. I remember there was an opening when Son peeled off on the left hand side, made a run, and the ball falls to Ali, and he's literally blasted a ball. Easy.
Blasted straight up for a throw
into the stands for a throw, and I said, that's the new Delhi. Let me just quickly jump in on the super chat and just quickly get it. Big up AA as well. The Morag rate is outside your house, just wants to chat. Listen, We'll talk at the end. We'll talk at the end of the season when I've seen a proper evolution in Demarai Gray or Demarai Gray. Sorry, he's doing his job now. Do you get what I'm saying? He's playing well now, but I want to see it last. Yeah, back on the game. Dele, he's outside of that 10 position, which he was already underperforming in for Jose. The guy is terrible in midfield. Terrible in midfield. And then Lo Celso, oh my God. Somebody called this guy the Argentinian Harry Winks a month ago. One guy, Spurs fan, his name's Jim, I interacted with him. He called him out time ago. Henry Wright, big up Henry. Henry called this guy out when I met Henry. I met Henry back in November. And I'm putting my hood up because it makes my head hurt speaking about this guy. He is so bad. He is so bad. Mm-hmm. He can't make basic passes. He can't carry the ball. He's not good for a give and go because the ball bounces off his shin. And he's not even good at winning the ball back. Nope. Like, what does he actually add to this team? We've spoken about this so many times towards the end of last season, Jordan. We have not seen Lo Celso play well in 12 months, bro. Mm-hmm. Almost 12 months now. We've not seen this guy put in even a decent performance for Spurs.
Yep. I don't know what to say, bro. I mean, I literally have got no words left because, like you say, I've said it, I'll say it again, and I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it. He doesn't do anything. Like, and I go on Twitter again. I need to get off Twitter because this is what fucks everything for me. People talking about this man like he's the Eriksen replacement. This is why we brought him in. Give him time. Give him time. How much time does this man want? But again, like you say, when you're talking about we haven't seen a good performance from Lo Celso in 12 months. When you pick in your head what the good performance is, what did he do? What? Because it's not goals and assists. So even when he's had do you know what I mean? Like. We're picking the best of a shit bunch. There's not been a good, like a solid good, like really good in terms of impact on the game performance from Lo Celso since we signed him. I don't care what anyone says. In terms of like levels of players that we've had recently, Eriksen, etc., Dembele, whatever, he's never been, even for a half a game, anywhere near that kind of level. And he doesn't offer anything. Like you say, this is the issue of our squad as well. There are so many players where we try and put them in something like they're a box to box, or they're a number 10, or they're a number 8, or they're a CDM. They're nothing. Harry Winks, what is he? Nothing. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't defend. Doesn't attack. Doesn't keep the ball. Doesn't pass. Lo Celso is exactly the same, but he's got a sexy name, so people think he's better than what he is. That's all it is. When we paid, what did we pay for him in the end? 40 million, including the loan fee.
Close to 50 million euros, so around 43 million pounds, 44 million pounds combined.
Fucking Betis have stolen money from us, bro. Daylight. Honestly, I don't know what to say. And the issue you've got, for me, is he still has to get in that midfield. He's still one of our better players. Like, who would you... That's how bad it is. Do you know what I mean? He's still... In my head, I'm like, well, yeah, he is one of the best free midfielders that we've got. Fuck me. The guy that can't pass, tackle, score, assist, defend, or... Nothing. Can't press. Can't win the ball. Again, just runs around like a headless chicken. Does nothing. It's scary. That's how worrying that is. And what's even more worrying is we've not addressed that in the transfer window. I know we had a lot to address, but people called me stupid on Twitter for saying, why have we loaned out Pape Matar? Because he's 18, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's better he goes and develops elsewhere. Why? Why are we acting like we've got a midfield strong enough that if he can put a run of 5 games together, he shouldn't be in there?
Skipper's waltzed into that midfield, and he's basic. I like Skip, but he's basic. Let's be real. I agree. He's a squad player who's starting games for us, and he's starting on merit because we simply don't have the quality.
Yeah, but this is my point. I'm hearing all this. I mean, I know comps are comps, but I think you watched the same comp I did on Sarr as well, and it's like, well, I'm looking at our midfield and going, this doesn't make sense to me. Like, he will get games here. We haven't got a midfield strong enough where someone like that is not going to get 15, 20 games. When you've got the likes of Winks still here. Skip, like you say, who I like Skip, but as you say, limited. Dele, Lo Celso, I mean, fucking baffles me. Baffles me how we thought going into a season this year when you've just convinced well, I say convinced, forced Kane to stay. And the only way that develops into a positive thing is you actually achieve top 4 or close to that even this season, and then not address the midfield, which we've been saying for a year and a half. There's no creativity in this side. Yes, we've got defensive issues, but there is zero creativity in this side, and you don't address that. It's fucking mental. It's absolutely mental. I mean, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, right? And we do it year in, year out, and I see fans fall for it, and I feel sorry for them. I do. I'm not even taking the piss out of them. I feel sorry for them because they get fed bullshit and lies every year about we're moving in this direction or we're doing this. Or no, we're not. We're not. It's bullshit, and it's never gonna. I could go on for hours doing this.
I know you could. Trust me. So could we all. So could we all. Let me just get through these 2 super chats. So big up Govan. 1 open play goal all season. The future is dark. We spoke about that at the start of the stream, and we'll speak about it again at the end. Don't worry. We'll talk about that stat. It's a damning statistic. Go getter _1. Thank you for the super chat. Don't worry. I think you mentioned first about the Wolves ticket, so it's yours. As I said, just send me your details on Twitter. I'll get that out to you. I'll probably try and get it out to you tonight if I can find a first class stamp on me. So yeah, just put your address there, and it should be with you hopefully by Tuesday or at the latest Wednesday morning. So yeah, let's talk some more about that second half. So the second goal, yeah, we can admit it was unlucky, but like we said, once this team face any sort of adversity, it's Rap City. Our defense was basically like a target practice for Chelsea. Our goal was a target practice for Chelsea. Hugo Lloris was excellent today.
Yeah,
excellent. And today was like deja vu. Today reminded me of Lloris's sort of, because Lloris signed for us in AVB's first season. Today reminded me of Lloris's second season at Spurs. Do you remember that on the AVB when we were getting packed left, right, and centre by every single team? 3-0 at home to West Ham, 6-0 away to Man City, 4-0 away to Liverpool, 5-0 at home to Liverpool, 4-0 away to Chelsea. Bruv, so many bad results. So many bad results that we took that season. Hammerings. 5-1 at home to Man City. Like, we were literally the whipping boys of so many sides. And you're just looking at it now, and it's like, that was today. That was Lloris today. Like, if not for him, then the match ends 5-0. I said this on the Matisse stream. Chelsea scored 3 goals in the second half. They had 14 attempts on goal, 10 shots on target, 3 big chances created, and they missed all 3 big chances. Werner missing 2 of them. He's scary, by the way. But Werner missing 2 out of the 3, and they still beat us 3-0. The third goal was like, you see, like pressure, like when a pipe just has too much water in it and it just bursts. Expands and bursts. That was the third goal. Yeah. It was a barrage of attacks. And that was literally 5 minutes after Lloris did like a mad double or triple save to prevent Chelsea from scoring the third. And it was just rinse and repeat, onslaught after onslaught after onslaught, until Rudiger sweeps home the third. It was coming. Every single fan of Chelsea and Spurs knew that third goal was coming. It was coming, and it was 1,000% deserved. Chelsea didn't even have to play a 10 out of 10 game, and they should have smashed us 5-0 today. So if that doesn't show you the disparity in quality and levels between Tuchel and Nuno, our squad and their squad, our bench and their bench, our style of play v their style of play, I don't know what does.
You said it. There's nothing for me to add to that. Like you say, if it's not clear now, when is it going to be clear? The disparity in class from where we were. Because I mean, look, don't get me wrong. Chelsea could win the title, or whatever this year, but they're a top 4 side. We were a top 4 side. We were second, third, fourth, whatever. Look at the difference now, man. It's not even 3, 4, 5 points or whatever. It could end up being at the end of the season, but just look at the way we play. Just look at the quality we've got on our side. Like you mentioned there about the names they were taking off. They took off Mount and the midfield they got when they brought in N'Golo Kante. Look at the options they've got. Look at their bench. Look at our bench today.
F off Pippa. She's an Arsenal fan. Arsenal beat Burnley. They've got 2 clean sheets in a row. Beat Burnley and Norwich, and obviously now they're popping up. So yeah,
we did that after 3 games. Don't do that.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
But yeah, bro, I've got like I don't know what to add, which I haven't said, bro. It's just worrying. It's damning. Do you know what I mean? Because the issue we'll do is we'll go and say we beat Wolves on Wednesday, and then we go and beat. No, I'm not even going to talk about the Arsenal game. But mate, look, how long have I been saying that? Do you remember when I first met you, Tobes? And
you said that, and yep, I'm all the way out.
Yeah, and you was there. I got the resistance because at the time we weren't where we are now. But the problem was always this man, and Joe Lewis and Enoch, and as a collective. But now it's clear to see. Do you know what I mean? Because the reason we were successful, I say successful in quotation marks because it's not successful in terms of trophies and things like that. But the reason we were doing well was also not because of that man. Do you know what I mean? So the issues were still the same. We just happened to kind of stumble upon a decent 11 with a good manager that created a good environment at the club and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. One thing led to another. But in terms of investment and actual strategic recruitment and all this kind of stuff, was never good at that point. We saw it when we went 18 months without signing someone. It was never good, and it's still not good. So, yeah, this is the only man you can. There's people you can blame along the way. There are issues with the manager. There are issues with the squad currently. There are issues with loads of things leading up to it. But it all roots to one man and 100%. one level of ownership. So there's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to blame, and it's not going to change. Like you say, I mean, we were talking at the end of last season, in the off season before the Euros started, about like, look, they have an opportunity. I'll give them one more chance, and all this kind of nothing. You've just kept Kane for what reason?
This is I said this like 2 weeks ago. Kept Kane to play him with duds. Look at that. I said, in fact, it was the Palace game.
Yeah, it
was the Palace game. I said you kept this guy to play him with duds. Look at that team that we had to put out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know we had absentees, right? But when that's what I'm saying. If say I know it was 6 players, but say there were 3 players injured or out from Chelsea side or 4, and then you look at the players they can bring in. Do you know what I mean? Look at the players that weren't playing today, like Ziyech, etc. We don't have that. As soon as you lose Son, then you're playing Bergwijn and you're playing Lucas. I know, like you say, Lucas has been a good performer. I'm not going to slag him off, but you take out one player from the 11, and you're left with like under 23s. What do you expect when I see people going, oh, we should be challenging for top 4, at least top 6, or we need to go win the FA Cup this year? How, bro? Like, bro. What do you want? Like, I'm saying it now. You could, we need to get Poch back in Jan. What's Poch going to do? I'm sorry, we might play better football, but look at the fucking mess we're in. It don't matter who you've got. I'm sorry.
There'll always be a cap until
like you say, there's always a limit. There's always going to be a limit. You can't say, oh, if we bring this person in, then we'll be back to Champions League nights at the Lane next year. No, we won't.
I do think that we'll acquit ourselves better against some of these sides and get more points over the course of the season if we had a different type of manager managing us. But I think you're right. The overarching blame has to sit with the board. They are the ones who put these managers in the jobs. They are the ones who make the decisions on which players are bought, which players are sold. They are the ones who make the decisions on how this club are run day to day, year to year. And right now, they're being run like a bag of shit. Mm-hmm. So I think we'll leave it at that. I just wanted to finish off with the chance creation thing as well. So let me bring up the stat for you. Big chances created in the first 5 games. Liverpool at the top of 16. Man City with 15, obviously, blah, blah, blah. Spurs right there with 2. So right above us are Arsenal with 3. I'm not really sure how much Newcastle have created and stuff, because there are some teams missing, obviously. But Spurs have only created 2 big chances in 5 Premier League matches. And before people say personnel bullshit, Burnley have created 8. Wolves have created 9. West Ham have created 9. Norwich have created 3. Arsenal can't even score, and they've created 3.
And do you know what the painful thing about that is? Is statistically, I'm sure this is the stat anyway, but statistically, since they've been playing together, we have got the 2 most lethal finishers in the Europe's top 5 leagues since they were signed and started playing together. And we've created 2 big chances. And I know Kane was out, but fuck that. Regardless, you've got these 2 players, Son and Kane up front, and we've created 2 big chances in 5 games and 1 goal from open play.
It's scary. It's scary.
Can it get worse?
Of course it can.
Yeah?
Of course it can. Of course it can.
If it was 1 big chance.
Bro, it can get worse. We'll create 0.
Yeah.
We can create 0. It can definitely get worse. 100%.
Only slightly.
Anyway, my next point, and we can end on this, is obviously looking towards next week, the North London derby. Let me just quickly read this super chat from Carmen. Big up, Carmen. Ali is actually finished. Big up you both. Ali is 1000% dusted as far as being a useful Tottenham player is concerned. He is done.
Yeah.
Let him find his career and feet elsewhere. He is done at Spurs.
Gone. Finished. Yeah.
Finished. Arsenal, so I'm seeing a lot of the comments saying, can you bounce back against Arsenal? Can you bounce back against Arsenal? Blah, blah, blah. Why do people always forget that we have a horrific record at that ground?
Yeah.
We've won once in the league. We've won once in like 21 years. We have a terrible record at that ground. We have gone there with better teams in a better condition, and we've been hammered.
Yeah. Popped off the park.
I got called a twerker today because I corrected someone to say when you beat us next week is Arsenal. Twerking for what? We lost there last season.
we lost there when we were like in the title race, I'm sure, like 2-0 or 4-2 in it when 4-2. Yeah, trust me. That's what I'm saying.
Listen, they've had 2 managers who have had issues getting their team playing, getting their team created chances, and they've pummeled us in open play.
Yeah.
Last season, they were easily the better side. The season before that, easily the better side again.
Yeah.
In fact, no, the season before that, we drew 2-2. And even then, they threw everything at us in the second half. The season before that, we lost. The season before that, we lost again. The season before that, we lost again. We always fucking lose there. And if we don't lose, we draw. But yet people want us to say, no, Spurs are going to go there and win. Seeing is believing. Show us you can fucking win there, bro.
Yeah. No, I agree. The worry is it's not bouncing back, is it? Say we go there and win 1-0. Doesn't change much for me. Look, of course we won the game. But it's not bouncing back and then we're going to go on to new things and greater heights. But yeah, no, I can't. I mean, yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, there's a chance we could do something like, in my head's telling me this game has a terrible draw written all over it, but they can easily win. If I was putting money on it, I would put money on the Arsenal win because they're at home and it's a North London derby.
But history just tells you. History just tells you to do so. Do you know what I mean? History says we don't go there and win. What was the last one? Kabul, Van der Vaart, Bale? 3-2 from being 2-0 down?
3-2. Yep.
Yeah.
And then we won there in the League Cup.
Oh, no, yeah.
Well, League Cup, not League.
Yeah, exactly, the League, right, which was 2011 or 10? 11. But
no, that was 2018. That's 2019.
No, the league game.
Oh, the league game. That was 2010, 2011 season.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So history tells you we don't go there and win.
Yeah.
And it's better, like you say, with better squads in better conditions, with better momentum. Look, of course we want to win the game, and if we win the game, brilliant. But I wouldn't bet on it.
Yeah. Let me just read this final super chat, then we'll sign out, man, because it's 9:24. You got work tomorrow. Listen, we don't really want to talk about Spurs anymore. Big up Tin Man. Big up yourself. If Kane or Son don't score, who does? Facts. When was the last time we lost 3-0 in a row in the league? We are in serious trouble, guys. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I think most of the real Spurs fans have known that Spurs have been in trouble. Even when we were winning, we knew that there was still something. But there was a nasty undertone.
Undertone. Yeah, good word.
There was a nasty undertone to these wins because we're not playing well.
No.
We're just sneaking a couple wins here. Man City and the Chelsea.
That's the exception.
First half are the only times we've actually played well this season.
Yeah. Wolves popped us. Watford were better than us. Yeah, that's the concern. The concern is, like you say, Kane or Son don't score. Where are we getting goals from? We don't keep the ball. People are going to call us negative. We're not the real fans. The real fans are the ones that tell you we're going to get top 4 and pop everyone off the park. But that's calm. That's calm. The Celtics, the next coming of Jesus, man. It's good.
Yeah,
we're fine.
Exactly. Thank you all for tuning in. 250 of you here. Make sure you smash a like, please. Make sure you leave some comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Make sure you follow me and Jordan on our socials. They're in the description as well. It's been good chatting, speaking about Spurs. It's good sometimes to let this shit out.
Yeah.
And thank you all for watching us as well. I would say I'll be back midweek, but I'm going to be busy. I'm not even going to lie, and I don't really want to cover that Wolves game. I might even do a watch along for the first time ever. I don't know. Let's see. But thank you all for tuning in. As I said, for those who want to, in fact, no, I've already sorted out who's going to get the ticket anyway. But just keep on subscribing, turn your post notifications on as well, so you know when I'm going live. And yeah, I'll be back next week to either do a watch along for Wolves or preview the North London derby. Take care.
Cheers, guys.
See you later.